All right, so ever wonder how those TikTok stars, the ones with millions of followers, how they make it big?
Yeah.
Like, what if they just suddenly revealed all their secrets?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of what happened back in 2025.
Yeah.
When TikTok was, like, seriously on the verge of getting banned.
Oh, yeah.
Total chaos. Creators were freaking out, right?
Big time.
Wondering if their whole careers were about to just vanish. Poof.
It was a wild time for sure.
But here's the wild part, okay?
Okay.
Some of these creators, they didn't just, sit back and panic.
Right.
They did something pretty unexpected. They spilled all their secrets.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into building this following, creating content.
Right.
And suddenly the whole platform's future is like shaky. I mean, for some creators, TikTok wasn't just an app.
Right.
It was their livelihood, their whole identity.
Exactly. It's like their world was crumbling.
Yeah.
And instead of keeping their strategies all hush-hush, they basically, threw open the playbook, right?
Mm.
Why would they do that? Was it some kind of, digital Hail Mary?
Well, I mean, think of it like this. What would you do if you were in their shoes, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You've got this knowledge, these techniques that help you succeed, and now everything's uncertain.
Mm-hmm.
Some creators might have felt a sense of responsibility to their community,
Oh, interesting.
wanting to share their expertise before it potentially disappeared with the platform.
So kind of like a pay-it-forward mentality.
Exactly.
Except the payment is, viral hashtag secrets instead of coffee.
Exactly. It's a fascinating dynamic. We see this in other fields too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Think about open source software,
Okay.
where developers share their code freely.
Right.
There's this tension between knowledge as power
Mm.
and knowledge as a common good.
That's a great point. And I bet the psychology behind it is super interesting. Are people who hoard knowledge ultimately less successful than those who share it?
There's no easy answer to that. It really depends on the context, the field, the individual's goals. But in the case of TikTok, this mass sharing of secrets almost became like a social experiment.
Oh, I like where you're going with this. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like we had these two groups, right? The sharers and the holders.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see, who fared better in the long run.
Right.
Except there was, no control group.
Exactly.
And the stakes were crazy high.
Absolutely. And to understand the implications, we need to get into the nitty-gritty of what was actually revealed.
Okay. Yeah.
We're talking about everything from trending sounds and hashtag optimization
Right.
to the secrets of monetization through brand partnerships
Wow.
and affiliate marketing.
Okay, hold on. Let's rewind for a second.
All right.
Let's say I'm a total newbie to TikTok, right?
Okay, yeah.
Could I have taken this leaked info and actually built, a decent following?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some of the strategies shared were pretty powerful, For example, there was this technique
Okay.
for using specific combinations of hashtags
Right.
that would almost guarantee your video a spot on the For You page.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So before all this went down, only a handful of creators knew about this.
Right. It was like a secret handshake, in the TikTok elite.
Oh.
And by revealing it, these creators were essentially giving anyone the potential to go viral.
Whoa.
Talk about a power move,
Right.
but also incredibly risky.
Okay, now I'm really seeing the dilemma. On one hand, you're helping others succeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the other, you're potentially creating a whole army of competitors using your own playbook.
Yeah, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. There were also secrets revealed about negotiating brand deals,
Oh,
maximizing earnings from affiliate marketing,
wow.
even psychological tricks
What?
for creating addictive content.
No way.
It was a goldmine of information, but at what cost?
All right, my mind is officially blown.
Right.
So this wasn't just about, dancing videos and
Yeah.
funny filters.
No.
This was about people's livelihoods, their dreams.
Mm.
And they decided to, risk it all
Yeah.
by sharing their hard-earned knowledge.
It was a bold move, no doubt about it. And as we'll see, the fallout was just as dramatic.
Oh.
Because once those secrets were out, there was no putting them back in the bottle.
Woo, this is getting good. So what happened next? Did the sharers become like digital Robin Hoods? Or did they end up regretting their generosity?
Well, that's what we're going to dive into next. Because remember, the ban threat eventually eased and TikTok survived. but the landscape had changed, and the playing field was forever altered.
Okay, so we left off with TikTok like dodging a bullet, right? Surviving the ban scare. But the landscape, the whole creator landscape forever changed
Oh, yeah.
by this mass sharing of secrets.
Right.
So let's talk about fallout, right? Like, did the sharers, they become like digital Robin Hoods? Or did they, maybe end up regretting their generosity?
Well, the results were kind of mixed bag, you know?
Okay.
It wasn't a clear-cut win for either side.
Right.
It's important to remember that success on any platform, especially one as, like, dynamic as TikTok, depends on so many factors.
Yeah.
So it's not just about knowing, like, the right hashtags or editing tricks, right? It's also talent, consistency, authenticity, and even a bit of luck, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not like everyone who suddenly learned the secret hashtag formula just became a star overnight, right?
Right.
Some people are just naturally gifted,
Exactly.
at creating really engaging content, regardless of the tricks they have.
Exactly. And that's where things get interesting.
Okay.
Because while some creators who shared their knowledge may have seen a dip in their own engagement,
Right.
they also gained something potentially more valuable, in the long run.
What's that?
Reputation.
Oh, interesting.
Goodwill.
Okay, so it's like they traded some short-term gains
Yeah.
for a boost in their overall brand,
Exactly.
kind of like investing in social capital instead of just chasing viral fame.
Exactly. They fostered a sense of community and loyalty among their followers
Okay.
by positioning themselves as mentors or guides,
Right.
People started to see them as trusted sources of information, not just, entertainers.
Okay, but wouldn't a truly savvy creator prioritize their own career above sentimentality? Isn't the creator economy ultimately, cutthroat competition
Sure.
for views and sponsorships and stuff?
That's a valid point. And there's no doubt that some creators who held on to their secrets
Right.
might have enjoyed a longer period of exclusivity,
Yeah.
giving them a temporary competitive edge.
They got to hoard all the For You page glory, right, for a bit longer.
Yeah.
While everyone else was still scrambling to catch up. But then again, didn't the sharers also benefit
Yeah.
from the overall growth of the platform, right?
Potentially.
If more people are finding success on TikTok thanks to this shared knowledge,
Right.
wouldn't that theoretically lead to more opportunities for everyone, including the sharers?
That's the paradox of this whole situation. It's hard to isolate the impact
Right.
of the shared secrets from all the other factors, right?
Of course.
But one thing's for sure, the landscape, it shifted.
Okay.
It's the TikTok ecosystem went through this rapid evolution with the sharers acting as accidental catalysts.
And what about the creators? Okay, what about the creators who took those secrets and applied them to other platforms? Imagine someone taking a TikTok hashtag strategy and using it on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts.
Right.
Did the sharers inadvertently create their own competition?
That's another layer of complexity.
Yeah.
We're seeing the lines blur between platforms with creators increasingly building their brands across multiple spaces.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's possible that those who shared their TikTok knowledge inadvertently empowered their rivals on other platforms.
Like a ripple effect, right?
Right.
This whole event sent shockwaves through the entire creator economy, forcing everyone to rethink their strategies and adapt to a new reality.
Absolutely. And it highlights the importance of continuous learning and adaptability in this ever-evolving, digital landscape.
Oh, yeah.
Creators can't just rely on one platform or one set of tactics.
Correct.
They need to be versatile, stay informed, be willing to experiment.
Okay, so for those of us who aren't aspiring TikTok stars, what can we learn from all this?
Yeah.
Is there a universal lesson here about knowledge sharing versus, knowledge hoarding?
I think the key takeaway is that there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Okay.
The best approach, it depends on your individual goals, the specific field you're in, the ever-changing dynamics of the digital world.
So it's all about finding the right balance between being open and collaborative while also, protecting your own interests.
Yeah.
And staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. It's about being strategic,
Right.
mindful, and constantly reassessing your approach. And that's relevant not just for creators, but for anyone navigating the complexities of the digital age.
It's all said.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered, the fallout,
Mm-hmm.
the ripple effects,
Yeah.
the lessons learned.
Mm-hmm.
But before we wrap up this whole deep dive,
Right.
I want to go back to like the emotional aspect of it all.
Absolutely. Remember, this wasn't just a theoretical exercise for the creators involved.
Hmm.
It was a real-life crisis
Yeah.
with their livelihoods and identities, like, hanging in the balance.
Right. We can't like underestimate the psychological toll
Mm-hmm.
this whole situation took on them. They were facing the potential loss of something
Mm-hmm.
they'd poured their heart and soul into.
Yeah.
It's like having your entire world, turned upside down.
Exactly. And for some creators, sharing their knowledge wasn't just a strategic move.
Mm.
It was a coping mechanism,
Oh, wow.
a way to process their fear
Yeah.
and uncertainty,
Yeah. Mhm.
to find a sense of control in the midst of, like, chaos.
It's like saying, even if I lose this platform, I can still, make a positive impact
Mm-hmm.
by sharing what I've learned with others.
Exactly. It's a testament to the human spirit,
Right.
our need to connect, to share, to find meaning, even in the face of adversity.
And that's what makes this whole story so fascinating, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about like algorithms
Yeah.
and hashtags and
No.
viral fame.
Mm-hmm.
It's about real people
Yeah,
with real emotions
absolutely.
navigating this like unpredictable terrain of the digital world.
Well said. It reminds us that behind all the, technology and the trends, there's a human story unfolding. And that human element
Yeah.
is what makes the creator economy so compelling
Wow.
and so complex.
All right. So before we wrap up this episode, I have one like final burning question.
Okay.
What about the creators
Yeah.
who chose not to share their secret?
Oh, right.
What happened to them?
Yeah.
Did their strategy like pay off in the end?
That's a great question. And it almost brings us full circle back
Yeah.
to that social experiment we were talking
Yeah.
about earlier.
Right.
We've got these two groups, right? The sharers and the holders.
Okay.
And now, with the benefit of hindsight,
Yeah.
we can, like, examine the outcomes.
It's like we've got the results of our A/B test,
Mm-hmm.
but the variables are messy
Yeah.
and the stakes were like incredibly high, right?
Very high.
So who came out on top?
Well, as with most things in life, it's not a simple answer.
Okay.
It's not like the holders all became millionaires
Right.
while the sharers faded into obscurity.
Okay.
Success in the creator economy is a complex formula
Yeah.
with a lot of moving parts.
So it's not as simple as saying like sharing is always good
Right.
or secrecy is, the key.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
Right. Exactly. It's about understanding
Mm-hmm.
that there are trade-offs to every approach, right?
Right.
The holders, they might have maintained a competitive edge for a while,
Yeah.
but they also missed out
Mm-hmm.
on the potential benefits
Right.
of building, like, a stronger community
Right.
and reputation.
It's like choosing between,
Yeah.
short-term gains
Right.
and long-term sustainability.
Exactly.
But how can creators even begin to like
Right.
weigh those options? I mean,
Right, yeah.
the digital landscape is constantly like shifting.
Right.
What works today might be obsolete tomorrow.
That's the challenge, isn't it? It's like trying to hit a moving target.
Totally.
But that's also what
Yeah.
makes this whole space so exciting.
Okay.
There's no set playbook,
Right.
no guaranteed path to success. It requires constant adaptation, experimentation,
Yeah.
a willingness to, learn and evolve.
So what's the takeaway? Like for creators who are listening to this,
Yeah.
trying to figure out their own, strategy,
Right.
should they be racing to spill all their secrets
Mm-hmm.
or guarding them, with their lives?
I think the most important thing is to be intentional.
Okay.
Don't just blindly follow trends
Mm-hmm.
or copy what others are doing.
Right.
Take the time to define your own goals,
Okay.
your own values, your own unique approach.
So it's not just about what you share,
Right.
but why, why you share it.
Exactly.
And that why
Mm-hmm.
needs to be like aligned with your overall vision as a creator.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not an all or nothing thing, right?
Okay.
You can choose to be transparent
Uh-huh.
about certain aspects of your process
Right.
while keeping other strategies, closer to the vest.
It's like having a secret ingredient in your recipe. You can tell people what's in the dish,
Right.
but you don't have to reveal the exact like proportions
Right.
or the special technique.
Mm-hmm.
that makes it truly, unique.
That's a great analogy.
Hmm.
Ultimately, it comes down to finding the right balance for you, your brand, your audience.
Right.
And that balance, it might shift over time
Of course.
as the digital landscape evolves.
It's been such a fascinating deep dive. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface
Yeah.
of this whole topic, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's one thing I'm taking away from all this,
Yeah.
it's that the creator economy
Mm-hmm.
is more than just, a collection of viral videos
Right.
and catchy tunes.
No.
It's a complex ecosystem
Absolutely.
with real people, real emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and real stakes.
Well said. And it's a space that's constantly evolving, which means
Right.
we'll always have new questions to explore.
Totally.
And new insights to uncover.
And who knows, maybe the next time TikTok faces a crisis, we'll see a whole new wave of secret sharing
Yeah.
leading to another fascinating chapter in this, ever unfolding story. But for now, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Head over to our social media channels and let us know. Is transparency the best policy in the creator economy? Or are some secrets worth keeping?
Until next time, keep creating, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.